There are three types of tongues I want to talk about. The first type of tongue is called a grace tongue. This grace tongue has to do with your prayer language. Your prayer language is when you pray in the Spirit, and the Spirit you have opens up through you to God. Now, this type of prayer language, this type of tongue is not to people. Therefore, this type of tongue does not need an interpreter. If someone demands to know what you're saying in your prayer language, that person can be called spiritually nosy because you're not talking to them. So the text says, so when you pray in your prayer language, pray at home. Why? Because at home is private, is you and God. You can focus, it's intimate at home. But what if at your church home, you feel intimate, you feel close, and you feel connected? And so you start to pray at church as though you're at home. If that happens, you're not in sin. And the people around you, if they're spiritually in tune, will know that this is a prayer language, not this other language I'm about to go to next. Are you with me? It all depends on which tongue are you in. The second type tongue, which is interesting, is a prophetic tongue. See, this tongue is when God gives you wisdom and insight beyond your own gnosis, and so to speak some things for the edification of the people. Now, prophecy, prophet, means before the people. Speak before the people. Speak in front of the people. So when you stand in front of people and speak in a tongue to people, then you need what? An interpreter. If I stand up and start to speak in a tongue and you don't know what I'm saying, I need an interpreter or I'm out of order. So when I stand up and I go into this EKOC, I come in 103rd gear, if I do that, and you would say, he's confused and it's like a bunch of brass and I'm confused and people are turned off because the tongue I'm speaking in, it requires an interpreter, but that's not the same tongue as a prayer language. Are you with me so far? Which brings us to this Acts tongue, this Glossolalia. The Glossolalia tongue, this is a tongue that literally means languages. Glossolalia was the word glossary comes from. These are known languages, and with these known languages, these are languages that actually existed. And so the text says that at Pentecost, people from all different types from all nations that all knew God, very important, they all knew God, but they were from different places. They had different nationalities, but all knew God and came to Pentecost to pay homage unto God. So why then would God use a tongue in this context? Because it immediately caught the attention of the German when he heard the Asian speak in his own language. You see, what the tongue did, it unified everybody who was supposed to know each other, but now it gave each other understanding of where the others came